This morning I want to tell you all about three prominent African Americans from Calvert who exemplified faith, service, and family. William Sampson Brooks was born in 1865 in Lower Marlboro. Yes, Prince Georgians, that's a place. He would go on to graduate from the former Centenary Biblical Institute, now known as the illustrious Morgan State. Brooks would go on to serve as pastor at dozens of churches from Baltimore City to the Midwest to Europe and to West Africa, becoming the 44th bishop of the AME Church. He authored 2 books and multiple pamphlets. Upon his death in 1934, the secretary of the Washington Conference of the Methodist Church was quoted, "Bishop Brooks was a good minister of Jesus Christ. He did not allow his investment with power to override his sympathy for those whom he had charge. His church loses a pulpiteer of the first magnitude. The city of Baltimore loses a friend and the race a benefactor." The second high school for Black students in Calvert, built in 1938, was named for Bishop William Sampson Brooks. Brooks High would serve as the pinnacle of knowledge for African Americans in the county until its closure in 1966 for integration. Annette Jones Funn, born in 1942 in Virginia, lived by the mantra, "To make a living, you earn. To make a life, you give." Funn and her husband Malcolm, a Calvert native, would settle in Prince George's after college. As a Prince Georgian, Funn served as former state president of the Maryland Federation of Business and Professional Women, past president of Blacks in Government Park Lawn Chapter, and founder of the National Council of Negro Women for Prince George's County. The Funns moved to Calvert in 1990, and Annette would go on to leave a positive imprint on Calvert that transcended race, gender, class, and status. The scientist and former USDA senior executive spent her retirement in deep public service with a multitude of organizations to engage, empower, and educate others for the betterment of all. Her memberships included the State Board of Directors for the League of Women Voters in Maryland, the NAACP, and the National Congress of Black Women. She co-funded the Concerned Black Women of Calvert County in 2004 with Doris Kamek Spencer. Their mission, to inspire women to get involved, expand their horizons to higher heights through community and church involvement, to be decision makers who are activists and corporate board presidents, to mentor youth and care for the elderly, to make education and health a personal family priority, and to stand up, speak up, and always vote. Lastly, Benjamin Russell White, who was born in 1923, the 7th of 9 children, born to sharecroppers. From his youth, he was a hard worker. White worked as a butcher in the meat departments of local grocers in Calvert and Charles counties. He raised tobacco to supplement his income, working primarily in the evenings after completing his workday to provide for his wife Irene and their 11 children. In later years, he held positions with BG&E and worked construction in Dulles. Some of those positions paid less than 50 cents a day, and yet he managed to save enough to purchase the property on which the home he built still sits. White was a trustee of his Methodist Church, a Prince Hall Freemason, and a past Grand Master. He was loved, well-known, and respected for the quiet, gentle spirit that he was. He taught farmers across the county how to cultivate the land and how to butcher. Last month, at an event with Calvert Farm Bureau, a man approached me in his 60s and said that Ben White taught him and his father everything that they knew about agriculture. After retirement, he was frequently called upon to butcher and well known for preparing the best barbecue to be had across the county. In everything that he did, his sense of pride and pursuit of excellence was prevalent. He always stressed to his family the importance of personal integrity and pride, no matter how great or small the task or situation. He was patient, kind, and known to carry an extra sandwich to give away. Passing in 2010, Ben left to cherish the memory of his love, laughter, and a dimple-framed smile, 10 children, and over 100 grands, great, and great-great-grandchildren, of whom I am one. Ben White was my grandfather, the one who bandaged my scraped knees, climbed up trees to get me down when I chickened out and couldn't go higher but was afraid to come back down. The one who tracked me down my school bus to find me when I was in kindergarten, had fallen asleep, and didn't get off at my stop. Who picked me up from school on sick days while my parents were at work and let me watch Planet of the Apes on AMC. He ingrained in me that the sky was the limit to what I could be. Before I had ever heard the phrase Black excellence, he epitomized it for me. While his name isn't written in any history books and there are no names on buildings after him, Ben White remains my favorite person to have ever walked the face of this earth. I am because of him, and it gives me great honor to speak his name in this chamber. Happy Black History Month.